When we were little kids, drawing and sketching was something we did almost every day, just scribbling away on tables in elementary school. Then slowly, as sketchbooks turned into textbooks and pens for inking were repurposed for essay writing, I saw people stop drawing altogether. But not us, not the artists. Sketching has absolutely transformed my life. If you're drawing the things you see, then you have to be observant, and it forces you to really be there in a space, to be present. Or if you're drawing fantasies purely from your head, then you're never alone, because you're talking with yourself. You always hear people say, be present, live in the moment. And I never understood what they meant until I was in high school and I wanted to apply to a highly esteemed animation school, CalArts. And part of their grading was to see life observation sketches, meaning you had to go out in real life and sketch what you saw. Before this, the outside world meant little to me. I was a homebody, I'd much rather paint, study for my AP exams, or farm for the highest grade rarity weapons in my favorite MMOs. But I had a friend who also wanted to go to CalArts, and we decided to go draw our sketchbook outside together. As we walked through town, every few blocks he'd scream in delight, "Look at that beautiful sign, I want to draw that!" Or, "Look at that beautiful door, I want to draw that!" Or, "Look at the way that plant is shaped, I want to draw that." And in that instant, it felt like the world around me, previously gray, started to present itself in technicolor. I started to find everything fascinating. The cobblestones on floors, the unique weathering on walls, the eccentric lampposts unique to each city. Why is there a doorknob in the middle of the door? Like, if I open it, which side of the door does it go on? Sketching transformed my life, and it taught me to look for the little things. If you're wondering where to start, I'd definitely recommend architecture. Unlike animals or people, buildings can't move, and each building is baked with an architect's intention. And in comparison to a fragile painting or ephemeral latte art, buildings are one of the most concrete forms of art in the world. No pun intended. Barcelona's famous for its architecture, specifically the works of Gaudi. When I came here, everyone told me I had to go see his most famous work, the Sagrada Familia. And thank you, everyone. I am so glad I did not miss this. Gaudi was a perfectionist, and the church has details absolutely everywhere, to the point where it was just overwhelming. Several thousand tourists are shuffling through the church as quickly as possible. But I sat my butt down and sketched. I carefully took note of what animals were carved. I had to count exactly how many windows there were, note what material was used where, and through this studying, I really started to appreciate just how amazing this building was. I thought, if it was this difficult for me to draw it, how difficult must it be to build it? And I just sat inside the church in absolute wonder and awe. Another one of my favorite things to sketch is food. A way to instantly know a culture, in my opinion, is through their cuisine. And not just what food they put on the table, but also how they plate it, how they present it, or what objects they use to put a receipt on. I get to remember the cute little way that these mini baguettes are stuck like little ears in the salad. And the best part is when I go home and someone asks, "What did you eat?" I can not only recall with great memory what I ate, but also show them my sketches. It's like, yeah, here's the proof. And the effort you went through to actually draw something as opposed to take a photo of it, it really bakes it into your memory more and more. Gaudi, the architect, also designed houses, not just churches, and I booked myself a tour of one of his many houses, Casa Mila.
I think that I know that I'm getting close because I see crowds of people walking in the same direction as I am. And I'm like, ah, yes, finally. My people, dumb tourists.
This man, he didn't just design the exterior. The guy also designed interiors and, on top of that, the furniture.
Will someone please tell me where I can get a cabinet like that? Alright guys, picture this, okay? I'm serving you breakfast and we got water or juice in this one. We've got your coffee in this one. We got milk or creamer in this one. Sugar cubes in this. And then right there, a little plate of toast. Guys, please, I'm begging you. Where do I get one of these?
And to be honest, this is actually what I love most. The small things in everyday life. Now, like, for example, the La Sagrada Familia, while it's absolutely stunning, it was so much that it was just overwhelming. Like, there's no way I can possibly take it all in a sketch. But here, in Casa Mila, it feels so much more approachable. Like, yeah, I use a kitchen. I have a bed. It doesn't look as cool as that bed, but that's why I love it. I have a bed and that reminds me of what is the best bed to have.
I always love starting with a colored pencil. So you can see here, this is all colored pencil. It is a Karen and Ace. I literally bought it at like a Blitz randomly, but this is what I love for starting a sketch. Something that I have really gotten into the habit of is that instead of using marker, I now use highlighters. So these are midliners. They're Japanese midliners. You can get them at Barnes and Nobles. I literally saw them in Barnes and Nobles. But I use these for any of the colors because it actually doesn't bleed, which is so nice. And they have dual tips. They have a small tip and they have a big tip. And I also really love using these highlighters, Stabilo Boss. They are such a chonker. And for the small, like more detailed work, I really like to use these Sailor Shikiori. So you can see like here, the burgundy that I have here is all this one. It's so battered and bruised that the label's been rubbed off. A thick side, and they also have a super thin side for like the small details. So this entire page pretty much almost exclusively was made with the Sailor Shikiori colored pencil and a whole bunch of midliners.
Few things make me happier than when I get to be with other artists who can sketch with me. It's a genuine comfort to be with another human being who you can sit for hours with, not saying anything, but simply drawing as time passes. I feel so lucky that I do art because these interactions are something that I treasure so dearly. At the end, you can see what they end up drawing, and it's always different. And I usually learn the existence of a cool new pen or material. Sketching has gifted me with so many precious friends and memories. Though I promise I am not going into every single restaurant or cafe in my life with a sketchbook in hand. Part of the joy of life is being present, and yes, sketching definitely helps me be there, but I also remind myself that you still get to be present by just being there. Years of being an observer now allows me to see all the little things without having to draw it down. But I almost always carry my sketchbook with me, just in case I do see something really fun. When we draw, we're pouring a piece of ourselves onto the page, a part of us captured forever. Just one flip through your own sketchbook will instantly flood you with memories. Like when I got back to the States, I can point to any drawing I did and go, yeah, I remember the sun shining down on me as I drew the La Sagrada Familia, or the way this lemonade tasted tart and sweet on my mouth. And that's true of any of my sketches. It's a diary and journal personal to you. Oftentimes, journaling alone isn't enough for me. I'm such a visual creature where the thoughts in my head need a place to spill. And they're not just thoughts, they're my daydreams, my delusions, and my love for life. And I don't think I'm the only one. I think many artists feel the exact same way. So please, I encourage you to go out there and sketch.